Hello everybody, welcome to another video and say hello to my PowerBook. Yes, this is an absolute beast of a machine. It's the fastest PowerPC laptop ever produced. It's the dual layer SuperDrive high resolution 15-inch PowerBook G4 October 2005 model. And, well, these are really hard to come by basically. Because Apple announced the transition to Intel I'm not 100% sure, but it was pretty early on in 2005, and so everybody was sort of sat there going, do I buy a PowerBook or a PowerMac G5 or whatever now, or do I wait for the Intel switch next year? So loads of people held off this and waited for the MacBook Pro, which was introduced in January 2006. So these are pretty damn hard to come by now. Specs, it's a 1.67 GHz PowerPC G4, nothing new there, but it's still a ridiculously amazing little CPU. I love the G4 architecture, as many of you know. It's 2 gigs of DDR2 RAM, the only PowerPC laptop ever to ship with DDR2 RAM. Even my G5 didn't have DDR2 RAM. My Mac Pro there has DDR2 RAM. Granted, it's a lot different, but still DDR2 RAM PowerPC laptop, you don't see that very often. It's got the 15-inch gorgeous display, matte display. I love matte displays. I despise glossy displays. 15-inch or 15.2-inch widescreen display. It's got a really weird aspect ratio. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I believe it's 1440 by 960. So the PPI is pretty damn awesome. I mean, it's obviously not a Retina display, but it's a really nice display, and it's the brightness. Going from the older PowerBook G4s up to the MacBook Pro, you can really tell the difference of brightness and how the displays have improved. But this is basically the exact same panels in 2006 MacBook Pros, and it's really nice. It's comparable with my cinema display right there. It's absolutely gorgeous. So what I'm going to do now is put you somewhere more appropriate, and I'm going to go through all of the ridiculous number of ports this PowerBook has. So stay tuned. So here we go, starting from the left hand side. Almost forgot my left and my right then. We got the power in. This isn't MagSafe, obviously. MagSafe was introduced with the MacBook Pro, and I really love MagSafe. And well, you can't just get MagSafe in a PowerBook, so end of story. But you do have to be a lot more careful with this little power import. It can bend and break, and yeah, it's pretty fragile. I believe there you've got 56 gig dial-up modem, which is definitely something you don't see on the new MacBooks. USB 2.0, audio in, audio out, and the PC card slot, card bus, whatever you want to call it. That's really cool. May put extra USB ports in there because I find myself using this PowerBook so much, and extra ports is always good. So on the front we've got nothing on the left hand side, and then as you go across you've got the sleep-wake latch there. Mechanisms do tend to go in these PowerBooks, but this one has stayed up nice and strong. Push it in, it pops up, and it has just enough tension to keep it down. And that light little there, of course, lights up when it's either on or sleeping. And there is your SuperDrive, your dual layer SuperDrive. I love SuperDrives on the front, guys. I really do. And that was definitely something that wasn't in the little 12-inch that I used to have. It's on the front, and it's really practical, and of course it's dual layer, so if I do ever want to burn dual layer CDs or DVDs, sorry, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So on the other side, this is where it gets really cool. This is a full-size dual-link DVI port, which I absolutely adore. I've got a cinema display with a DVI port there, and I just absolutely love DVI, and I really hate using adapters on laptops. And having that full-size DVI there is absolutely awesome, and they don't have them on the Retina MacBook Pros. I believe they stopped doing full-size DVI when they went to the unibody design. Don't quote me on that though. I think they went to DisplayPort, mini DisplayPort. But yeah, it's just absolutely awesome, and it really is nice and convenient to just be able to plug monitors straight in without the use of adapters. Moving along, then you have S-Video, Ethernet, FireWire 800, FireWire 400. And another USB 2.0, and by there you have your Kensington lock. So that's pretty much it in terms of ports. But opening it up, this is where it gets really nice. Here it is. I absolutely love it. This is the best keyboard I have ever used, no questions asked. It is absolutely wonderful. It blows the new Chiclet keyboards out of the water. And I've always said this, but if there was some way to get this working on some sort of a desktop sort of USB interface, then I would absolutely love to use this as my main keyboard on the Mac Pro, because I just absolutely love it. I find myself, if I need to do some typing, I open up the PowerBook instead of continuing to use it on the Mac Pro with that keyboard there, because it's just, this is so much easier to touch type on. I really do love the Chiclet keyboards, especially the desktop one, but nothing even comes close to this. So you got your two little vents on the side there. The speakers in this are just out of this world. For a laptop, it is really seriously impressive. It seriously properly pushes out seriously decent sound. I mean, I've got my Logitech LS21, I believe they are, little 2.1 surround sound system with a subwoofer down there, and these little speakers on their own, it gives it a run for its money, which is incredible for something which is only 1 inch thick. Coming down then, we have the multi-touch trackpad. I'm really used to from using my 2008 MacBook. When I had it, I was used to the glass trackpad with all of the funky little gestures and stuff you could use, and I really do miss them. But this is still two-touch swiping and stuff like that. So and I do get the what do they call it? Natural movement going on. So scrolling up means scrolling down, and vice versa. And I do like having a dedicated button. I never really got used to that. Pressing the actual trackpad is the button sort of thing. Having a dedicated button there allows you to have a couple of fingers sort of scrolling, and then one finger or your thumb constantly on the button. It's just a lot more efficient. Okay, so all the lights have been dimmed, and there's my hand. All the lights have gone down, and so you should be able to get a slightly better sort of view of the screen. First thing I'm going to do is very simple. It's just going to be a straight up easy web browser test. This is what everybody does on a computer, so if you're going to look to buy one of these, you're probably going to think, is it going to surf the web well enough? So Google, let's plug myself here, PowerPC Hub, and there we go. It loads incredibly well. And Google is such a resource hog nowadays. It's got so much crap going on Google Plus and all of that nasty stuff. So it's really hard to. It used to be a lot more lightweight. I sort of use between DuckDuckGo and Google. DuckDuckGo is pretty good, and it's really lightweight. So I recommend you go check that out if you're running a PowerPC laptop or PowerPC Mac in general. Google is a bit resource heavy, but it's absolutely fine, not a hassle, and the two-finger scrolling there is nice and smooth, as you can see. Mac Rumors, you can click onto here, again, nice and smooth. I'm not going to go on Facebook. F1.com, that's a pretty sort of intense website. It's got a lot of moving going on, a lot of pretty pictures and animations and little slideshows. Yeah, again, it's just instant. I mean, this is pretty quick internet, but it's instant at loading it. As you can see, it's sort of a bit choppy scrolling with the two-finger scrolling, but it gets through it. You've got the little carousel thing there, works relatively well. It's not going to be super slick, but honestly, guys, for a PowerPC laptop, this is the sort of speed this gets through everything is pretty much unheard of. It's really impressive. YouTube, everybody wants to know how these PowerPC Macs run YouTube, and well, let's take a look at one of my videos. Again, just plugging myself. My channel. Thank you so much. I almost forgot. Thank you so much, guys, for 500 subscribers. Honestly, that is just ridiculously amazing. And well, I'm going to dedicate a video to it very soon. But when I hit 100,000 views, I'm currently on 98,000. When I hit 100,000 views, I'm going to do a giveaway. So look out for that in the very near future. If we just click onto here now, what I've got installed on this is MacTube's enabler. It's a new thing that the developer of TemperFox has written. You can download it. I'll leave a link in the description. And basically, it allows you to right-click on any page with a YouTube video in it, and as you can see there, open YouTube in MacTubes. It leaves the page open. Open YouTube movie in MacTubes. Close tab. That closes that tab in TemperFox, opens up MacTubes, and begins to play that video in MacTubes, and that is just absolutely awesome. That's one of the best things to happen to PowerPC land in a very, very long time. It's so convenient, and as TemperFox blocks all Flash content in the first place, that means you can get your subscriptions and everything from YouTube.com and then bring them into MacTubes, where you can view it in QuickTime Player, which is absolutely amazing. And thank you so much to, I think his name's Tobias, the developer of TemperFox. Thank you so much for developing that and releasing it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is a very simple Geekbench test. Look at me. Nice and professional. Got all my stuff lined up there. I know what I'm going to talk about. Register later. Don't check automatically. PowerPC is 32-bit. Of course, the G4 isn't a 64-bit processor. This is going to take quite a while, so I'm not even going to leave the camera on because it'll probably run out of space. So I'll get back to you when this is finished. Okay, so we're slowly getting there now. It's 4 minutes 45 seconds. I did forget to mention, you can't see it very well, but there we go. You've got there. You still can't see very well. That's your CPU usage, so you can see it's totally maxing out the CPU right now. That's usually sort of up and down. Next to that is RAM usage, so it's still only using a gig of RAM, which is pretty impressive. This has got 2 gigs, of course. And there we go. That's the CPU temperature. If you're not in HD and you're not on a PowerPC laptop, try and knock it up to HD if at all possible. As you can see, 59.8. That's the highest I've seen it ever go. This machine is so quiet. I have never heard it. Even now, let's listen. It's absolutely 100% silent. I mean, you can very faintly, if you listen incredibly carefully, you can just about hear the fan going, but it's just so quiet. PowerBooks, for me anyway, have always been pretty loud and have always been pretty damn warm. I mean, I think my 12-inch got up to 75 degrees once, which was very scary. But this is just dead silent, dead quiet, and just so cool. 60 degrees, that is really seriously impressive. Of course, this is at the high end of G4. It was incredibly refined at this stage, but still it's proper impressive. 6 minutes 20 then, still going, just chugging through. Give it a little second. Gotta think again, guys, this laptop it's over 8 years old now. This particular one was manufactured in November 2005. Look at that. 959. That is incredible for a G4 laptop. I believe, I'm not 100% sure on this, but my 1.6 gigahertz PowerMac G5, my PowerMac G5 now, G5 desktop workstation, I think that benched around 1,100. So the fact that this very nearly matches up with a 1.6 GHz entry-level G5 is just absolutely awesome. And as you can see, it's not sort of the processor that's holding it down. The processor benches 1240 and 1040. It's the memory which really keeps it down. That's a seriously impressive score. It's getting around 900, I think, when I first got it, although I don't remember off the top of my head. But that is super impressive. And as you can see, straight away, the temperature up there has dropped down to nearly 50 degrees. So, and there we go. That's what it usually looks like. The little CPU graph. That's menu meters, by the way. Absolute awesome program. And if you do have a laptop, regardless of whether it's PowerPC or Intel, I highly recommend it. It's just really handy. And that's temperature monitor. Another really handy thing. You can just keep tabs on everything and see if something is overheating or breaking down on you. So now we're gonna go on to HD video. This is in QuickTime Player. This is QuickTime Player 7. Open this up. As you can see, it's not even in my dock because I don't use it. Whoa, focus doesn't like that. Just turn it down a bit. This is my 2 years video I did a little while back. And as you can see, that's not your YouTube lagging out. This is just, it's the PowerBook lagging out. This is 720p MP4 file. Oh my god. Had to stop then. But now it's completely stopped the sound. It's just really struggling on QuickTime Player. However, if you open it up in VLC, which has only just recently stopped supporting PowerPC, which is a massive shame, you can see that what's happening to the focus. There we go. As you can, that's the exact same file, guys. It's absolutely unbelievable. And it plays 720p absolutely brilliantly without a hassle. Every now and again it does sort of hiccup, but that's a massive difference, you've got to agree, from QuickTime Player to oh, there we go, it stopped a little bit. So it doesn't run 720p absolutely spot on, even in VLC, and because Core Player and stuff like that isn't around anymore, it's pretty much your best bet going in VLC. The video format, so you can literally play anything on VLC. So it does play 720p, just not quite the best. XBMC, that's definitely can't be counted out. That's a really awesome application, and there is YouTube streaming applications out there as well to help you out there. XBMC, I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. Onto gaming. I'm not a huge fan of gaming on PowerPC, and these two aren't the most heavy, sort of intense games around. You've got like True Crime, Streets of LA, and Colin McRae Rally. Amnesia is another one as well. Amnesia runs on this on low quality absolutely fine, without an issue, but it messes up the focus because it's such a dark game and is in a dark room. So let's start out really simple. The game I grew up on pretty much, Doom. Absolutely love this game to bits, and it's really nice to play on this PowerBook. If we just jump into I'm Too Young to Die, and this is going to be really hard to do through the viewfinder, and white balance isn't loving it too much. It's running absolutely brilliantly. What's that, 60 frames a second? It must be locked at. Without an absolute issue, it's just perfect, and this game is absolutely awesome. If you want a link, I can't even remember where I got this from, to be honest with you. But if I do find one, I believe it's on the Macintosh Garden or something like that. That's a really good website for getting classic games. But yeah, obviously it runs Doom absolutely fine, as you'd expect. 128 meg Mobility Radeon 9700. It should chug through that absolutely just fine. Quake 3. Really cool little game. I'm not a huge first-person shooter kind of guy. If I were to get one, I just play on the bots on easy. But yeah, this is all on high now. I can't remember the resolution, but for some reason it crashes in full screen. But it's not a massive issue. That's probably because I got it from wherever. I didn't buy this. But oh god, let's see. As you can see, it runs it absolutely perfectly. Let's just kill this guy. He's quick on his feet, isn't he? What the? Yeah, I'm not a seasoned veteran. But as you can see, again, as you'd expect, and keep an eye on the CPU and stuff up there. It runs it absolutely fine, and it's a really pretty game. These old games, when you max out these old games, they really look very crisp. New games seem to, even on high-end sort of hardware, they seem to have a lot going on, and it just doesn't seem to be as crisp These seem to have like dedicated lines. You can see like what's where, and it just looks really crisp and really nice. But yeah, not a drop frame anywhere. Runs it really nicely. And yeah, what more could you want? I'm not going to go into Colin McRae because it does take a while to load and it's a more involved game. But that's gaming on a PowerBook G4. It's really actually surprisingly good, and with all the maxed out specs, that's pretty much as you'd expect. So, this PowerBook is absolutely incredible. Web browsing, watching music. I take this to school nearly every day. Do all of my work on it because the keyboard is so absolutely gorgeous to type on. YouTube, movies, Photoshop. It runs CS4, which is like a relatively modern piece of software. It runs that really nicely. Mail, I always have it open on my desk next to the Mac Pro. If I'm doing something on the Mac Pro, I have the PowerBook there sitting away gathering mail and stuff like that. And it's just such an awesome bit of kit. I absolutely love it. It's by far my favourite PowerPC laptop. I've always said I absolutely love the aluminium PowerBook G4s, and with the high resolution display, I cannot recommend this enough, guys. They are relatively hard to come by now, especially, well, the high resolution dual layer SuperDrive models anyway, but if you can get one, honestly, just grab it with both hands because they are so awesome. And the price difference between a Core Duo MacBook Pro to a top of the line PowerBook G4 is a ridiculous gap, and this will get everything done, I promise you. Just before I do go, actually, if I just move that out of the way, I'll just show you the Backlit Keyboard. This never ever gets old. Look at that. That's so nice. Really handy for working in the dark, because if you can see, off now, there we go, that's off. You can still, it's really nice to touch type on, so it's still typable, but it's just really nice, so when you glance down in the dark, you can see which key is which, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I love this machine to absolute bits, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.